Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Rugby League Breakdown Podcast, episode number 53 for your Wednesday night, June 22nd, 6:03 p.m. for 2022. I'm joined by, in the middle, as always, co-host ProEnzo Vidz. Lorenzo, how are you, bro?
Yeah, bro, I'm not going too bad. But yourself, and good to have the podcast on again.
Mate, it's good to have you on as always. And all that Champa, I'm hoping he joins at some point. Not sure what's happened to all that Champa, but we got CJ Moxley here as a fill-in to do a job. CJ, how are you, bro?
Yeah, I'm well, man. Good to be on the podcast to fill in. Going to be a good one.
Mate, good to have you on once again, my friend. Hopefully all that Champa gets here at some point, but the podcast starting a little bit early this week because 7:30 tonight on KO. I think it's on Fox League as well. We got an international game. It's Lebanon versus how the hell do you boys pronounce it? Is it Tulsa?
Malta.
I can't keep pronouncing the name wrong. Lebanon versus Malta at Belmore. That's at 7:30. So we thought start the podcast at 6, wrap up about 7 or so, and then we'll enjoy the footy. And then I'll be doing a live review of the Lebanon versus Malta game, so that should be good. But if you guys need the channel around here, make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe. I'm just reading the chat here, and Electrical Dust just says Tulsa. And here he is. All that Champa has arrived. He is here. Champa. Mate, good timing.
My apologies, boys. A bit of technical difficulties on my end, but a bullet will have to stop me from joining this show. Thank you for having me on, Nick.
Mate, you came in the right time. I can see your forehead. What happened to your forehead? Like, it's red? What happened? Did you have a fight with someone?
A bit of working accidents right there, but I assure you guys, everything is fine.
Well, mate, you came in at the right time. I was a bit worried about you, but I'm glad you're here. And CJ, since you're still here, you might as well hang around if you want, bro. More than welcome to hang around for the show. Yeah, Tulsa, or I can't even pronounce the name. Malta, fuck Devano. Lebanon and Malta. Fuck Devano. Good luck. Lebanon will probably win anyway. But if you guys are new to this YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel of ProEnzo Vidz, All Out Champa, and CJ Moxley, make sure you go and do so. Otherwise, I'll be disappointed. So go and subscribe to them if you haven't already. But boys, you just want to get into the podcast?
Yep, let's go.
Do it.
Let's go.
All right, let's go, boys. We've got a little bit to talk about tonight, and we're going to start off right off the bat. Topic number 5. International footy is back. Obviously, it's back tonight, and we got the games on the weekend. I'll start with you first, ProEnzo Vidz. International footy is back. How big is this for rugby league?
Well, it's been like 3 years since we've actually had the whole tournament going, so it's massive, and I'm looking forward to it. You know, obviously Lebanon, Malta tonight. I think that'll be an alright game, hopefully at Belmore. Then you got New Zealand, Tonga, and New Zealand, which is the first game of football in New Zealand in like 3 years. So that's big for the fans there and the passionate supporters over there. Then you've got I got a double header at Campbelltown, Samoa versus Cook Islands, and PNG versus Fiji. So it should be a good weekend. I'm looking forward to every game. So definitely going to be, I did my preview just before on my channel, and I might live stream one game as well. So it's massive for the fans, and I'm looking forward to it.
What about yourself, Champa, mate? International footy, it's back. How big is it? How big is it for the game?
Oh, it's absolutely massive for the game, and you know, it's something that rugby league truly missed. Was international footy, was to bring many cultures and many nations together as one, and just playing the game of rugby league. You know, we got some great Pacific games coming on this weekend, and you know what? I'm ready to watch them all. I'm seriously ready to watch them all, and Lebanon, Malta tonight. I think it's absolutely fantastic for the game. It's huge. And I'm keen to watch these games. I don't know, everyone else is keen to watch them. So let's get it out of the way, man. I can't wait.
I think everyone's forgotten about how good international footy actually is. It's been a long time since we've had international footy. I was watching an international game the other night. I was watching an old game between New Zealand and England. I think it was the 2000 and I think it was the Four Nations game there back in 2014 or whatever year it was, 14 or 15. And I think New Zealand beat England. It was a great game of footy. I really enjoyed it. So international footy's back. I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously, we've got the World Cup at the end of the year, which is going to be bigger and better than this. But this is going to be awesome as well. I cannot wait for tonight. Obviously, Lebanon versus Malta. And CJ, mate, just your quick input, mate. What are your thoughts on international football being back?
Yeah, look, it's good to be back. The diversity of the cultures coming into one game of rugby league. So it's just great to have it back after so many years, 3 years.
Obviously, we will do a preview on all the games later on in the show. But international footy is back, boys. And I think we can all agree that it is massive for the game. And boys, just a quick question, question out of nowhere. Do you think it's more important playing for your country than it is playing for your state?
Yes.
I really think it should be, because you're representing an entire nation, representing millions of people. State of origin, you do get the bigger bucks, and you do get more eyes on you. But playing for a country, nothing can beat that. You're representing your land. That should
Exactly
be
right.
huge.
Country.
ProEnzo?
Yep. Country for sure.
Well, see, growing up as a kid watching rugby league, I always thought playing for Australia, New Zealand, England, Samoa, Tonga, Fiji, Papua New Guinea, Cook Islands, all these sort of nations, I always thought that was bigger and better than playing for your state. But obviously nowadays, playing for your state has taken over, and I think I don't know about you guys, but I've been getting the vibe that Origin, that they want it to be bigger, and obviously Origin is the pinnacle of rugby league. But for me, international football, Australia versus New Zealand, England versus New Zealand, England versus Australia, Tonga versus Samoa, it's always been just as big. But international footy, bro, I reckon playing for Australia is more important than playing for Origin, New South Wales or Queensland. That's just me anyway.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
agree.
Totally spot on.
So,
What about you, CJ?
yeah, country for sure. You're representing your people. With a state, you're just representing a state. It's still important, but I think representing your people, your country is just as important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to the next topic, boys. Topic number 4. Boys, thoughts on the Origin teams for Game 2. We spoke about this on the ProEnzo Vidz YouTube channel, the Ankle Breaker podcast. And me and CJ did a live stream on Tuesday afternoon about the Origin teams being announced. I just want to get your take on it, all that CHAMPA. What are your thoughts on the Origin teams? And you think New South Wales can bounce back on Sunday against Queensland over there in Perth?
Well, a lot of debutants for both teams, mostly New South Wales. We have, I'm pretty sure, Abu who's not debuting, but he is in that position. We have, who else? Someone new in the centres.
Matt Burton.
Matt Burton, yes, another debutant.
Calico's there.
Yep, we have a lot of fresh faces in the New South Wales side, which is a lot of different players. Then from game one,
Three guys on debut.
Exactly. How good is that? And on Queensland, you got Talangi starting on the wing.
That's about it.
Well, I didn't think Queensland needed to make much changes from their side. Their side that they had in game one was pretty solid, and as for New South Wales, well, a lot of changes had to be made. And
really though?
Well, in terms of form, I understand. No Stags. I feel like that's a good option. He's playing for Tonga. Whiteson, you can't really do much about. Look, I have faith that these debutants for New South Wales can actually bounce back. I think Burton, he's in career best form, and I think bringing him into Origin now.
Whoa! Hold on a minute. Hold the line. Did you just say Matt Burton's in career best form and a team like the Bulldogs, playing 5'8", coming from the bottom 4, but was centre of the year last year at Penrith, and you reckon he's in career best form? Really?
Well, he in playing in the halves, he has done very surprising than what most people thought he would do. He's been one of their best players at the Bulldogs. Okay, maybe not career best form. Maybe last year Penrith he was much better, but he has not been shit this year. He has been one of Bulldogs' best players, and I think he was one of the better choices for the centre position. As for Talakai coming off the bench,
I love that.
I'm interested to see what position he does play, whether he does go into the centres or if he does play within the forwards. I reckon any position you give him, he's gonna really rip in. Interesting choices, but I think that it's going to take more than the debutants for us to beat Queensland, and it does come down to playing good footy.
ProEnzo, Vidz, are you a fan of Talakai being selected on the bench, or would you have gone in a different direction?
Nah, I'm not really a fan of it, to be honest. I mean, I've talked about this with you before, and I don't like it. I just don't. I don't think he's worth off the bench, and other than saying that, I just don't think his form has been good enough to be playing Origin. I mean, if you talked about maybe a couple of ago, like 5 weeks ago, maybe I would have said, okay, Talakai is probably Origin ready, and I think he'd be good to be there. But because he's dropped off a bit and hasn't done much since that Broncos and Sharks game where I think Staggs sort of stopped his momentum, he's kind of faded away a little bit, I think. And I would have kept Madison. I think Madison's a better option on the bench. Pretty free to drop him. So I just don't. I don't think he offers enough and adds enough. I mean, he's a good player, but I'm not a fan of it. He's too much of a utility in my opinion.
Yeah, okay. So that's where I disagree with you, Lorenzo. I like Talakai on the bench. I know he hasn't been in the greatest of form, but I said this on Tuesday with, I might have said it on Monday. I don't know what day I said it. It was one of the 2 days. I said Talakai is going to be the secret weapon for New South Wales. He's going to be the X factor off the bench. He can come on. Okay. I think he'll play back row. I don't think Liam Martin's going to play 80 minutes, boys. Not going to lie. I don't know about Cam Murray playing 80 minutes. I think Murray should, but I can't see Liam Martin playing the full 80. I think Talakai is going to come on. He's going to play in the back row, excuse me. I think Talakai's the secret weapon. I think you can come on. You play it in the forwards. You can play it in the centers as well. I think Talakai is a secret weapon. And the reason why he's been selected is because I think he can cover a few positions in his size. If you get him close to the ball on the attack, not many players are going to be able to tackle him one-on-one. So I think Talakai is going to be secret weapon. Like, I know he hasn't been amazing since the game where he destroyed Morgan Harper, but I wouldn't say he's been shit. I wouldn't say he's been garbage, but he definitely could have been better the last couple of weeks, but he hasn't been like 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10 worthy. He's still been probably an average, like a reasonable game still. Hasn't been terrible.
He's been all right. But nothing amazing, though.
Well, Talakai is probably better than all of the centers at Manly. Hey, ProEnzo.
No, he's not. What? He's not. He's not.
Just had to, eh?
Give me one Manly center who's better than Talakai. I'll wait.
I mean, like, in terms of maybe recent form, you'd say Talakai, but like he's only just played centre this year. I mean, he hasn't been there for a couple of years now. Like other guys like Parker Harper and all that.
Parker Harper, that couldn't even tackle Talakai.
That's not saying they're better though. That's not saying better though. That's not saying they're better. Just form.
All right, fair enough. All right, boys. The other selection, Angus Crichton on the bench. CJ, I know you spoke about it on Tuesday with me. You're not a fan of that. Would you have gone like? Who would you have selected if you wouldn't have picked Angus Crichton?
Off the bench, probably someone like a Ryan Madison.
Yeah,
I don't think Angus Crichton deserves Origin this year, despite my
Regan
opinion on him.
Gillard robbed.
Yeah, Regan Campbell-Gillard. I don't think he should have been dropped either. So both of those two would have been a much better option than Angus Crichton for Origin based on form this season.
Yeah. Champa, is there any player that you reckon was robbed? Obviously, Campbell Gillard definitely was robbed. We know that. Anyone else do you reckon was hard done by to not make the team?
Now, is this just the whole squad, or is this the starting 17?
The squad.
Because-
Was anyone unlucky not to make the team?
I'd probably still say Adokar.
Here we go again.
I still think he's one of the best wingers in the world, and he should that game that he had against us and the game that he had against Paramount. I feel like he played himself back to Origin, but
Fuck me, Dad.
Yeah, should have.
someone that wasn't in that was in game one, that's not in game two, is Ryan Madison. That man, how he's not in that game two is beyond me. Seriously.
Champa, ProEnzo, you're going to explode when I say this. I reckon
No.
Joseph Sawali is more deserving on the wing than Adokar.
How? I mean, Adokar's more experienced in Origin, and Sawali's just there for. Sawali's there for.
I don't disagree that Sawali deserves Origin, but more than
Joseph
Adokar.
Sawali is an excellent young kid. He's going to be playing
here we go.
Origin in the next couple of years, and if not this series, he'll definitely play next series. He has it all, boys. He has everything that you need to be a winger. I know Tupou was there, and Tupou was fine in game one, so that's why he's there again. But Adokar hasn't done anything. What he had one game where he had a hat trick against the Tigers last week. It was quite
A lot of players in Origin have not done anything this year, yet they're still on that side.
Brian Torres deserves to be there.
If you really want to
Adokar
pick Sawali
needs to be someone in that
as
team.
a gamble player in a do or die series,
Joseph Sawali should be on the wing for New South Wales.
No, bro. Come on.
Yes.
no, I'd
And-
rather
No.
Issa, man.
People are going to say, oh, here we go. In the chat, Warriors and Alpha says Sawali too early. If Sawali's too early, is Selwyn Cobbo too early for Queensland?
It's not
Yeah,
about
but
being
this is
too early.
where
though.
I come in and I say we should have played him in game one, not a do or die series game.
I agree. We should have played him in game one, but we should play him now. We should play him right now.
Look,
Not in a do or
he
die.
plays Sawali. It's not gonna be like Jarrett Haynes' debut or Billy Slater's debut where he has a star class performance. I still think Adokar would have been a much safer option than Sawali. But look, neither of the cunts are playing, so you know what?
Daniel Tupou's on the wing, and he will do the job.
I reckon he'll do the job, but I reckon you can get more tries if you throw Adokar on the wing.
I reckon you can get
You
more
have
from
more.
Sawali. I reckon Joseph Sawali is ready, boys. Put him in.
No,
That's all you can get as fast as
Nah, fuck that.
Joseph Sawali is having a better year than Josh Adokar. He's in better form than Josh Adokar. He's young, he's ready, and he's around quality players.
Is he
I don't see
faster?
the problem.
Yeah, he's-
I get that. Look, I get that, he probably isn't better form this year, but I think when it comes to game two, where we're have to get the win, like especially if we don't, obviously if we don't, the series is gone. But how the Fox is and everything, I think his experience and quality is what we need. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Well, besides the Adokar situation, is there anybody else, boys, that was hard done by to not be in the New South Wales team?
Can't really think of anyone
Hard
else.
done by.
Campbell Gillard was hard done by, I reckon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he was.
reckon he's one player. He's been playing some good footy.
Boys, I've got no problem with Jake Trbojevic in the team. He's only there for defensive purposes. I wouldn't have picked Jake Trbojevic, but given the situation and given the lack of props that New South Wales have, Jake can be there for defense. I would have had him on the bench and I would have started Campbell Gillard, but Campbell Gillard's not there, and I've gone with Jake to start and Junior Paulo on the bench.
That's a good option.
Are you worried that New South Wales only have one prop on the bench? Because I am.
No,
Yep, I am.
I'm not.
I am worried a bit.
I'm not.
No stability.
Exactly. Boys, I would not be surprised if New South Wales put Jake back to the bench and start Junior Paulo, but we don't have many props, which is a bit of a concern. So definitely something we need to, something that needs to be sorted out quick.
Yeah,
I reckon Jack Tavoyevich can play close to a full game, and you can rotate Paulo and Haas, and if you need someone else to replace Trbojevic, you can. Now this you guys might start throwing spears at me, but you throw Talakai in the prop.
Oh God!
Now listen. Okay. You throw him in the middle. You take away his potential on attacking the edge, but who else are you gonna throw there? Seriously, who else are you gonna throw there?
Oh, he's not a prop. That's the issue. I can't see how
he's
it's
not a prop, but who else are you gonna throw Crichton in prop?
Well, you can't play him out of his natural position. You can't play him a prop.
It won't work. I'm saying.
Boys, the reason why I don't like Jake Trbojevic starting is because you've already got Isaiah Yeo as that ball-playing forward. When New South Wales are on the attack, you've got Yeo, who's the ball player. Payne Haas will be doing all of the meters. Jake Trbojevic is not going to run for 130 meters in Origin unless he makes a fucking line break and goes mad. It's not going to happen. So, I mean, I would rather Jake on the bench and I would start Junior Paulo, but then you've only got one prop on the bench. Again, it's the same problem. New South Wales should have had Campbell Gillard on this bench and Angus Crichton should not have been selected.
Yeah, no stability. That's an issue.
That's my problem. What does Angus... Can someone please explain to me, because I'm going to explode. What has Angus Crichton done at the Roosters this year that has been so impressive that makes him a good option for New South Wales? I'll answer that. Absolutely fuck all. He hasn't done anything all year.
If you read my Twitter, because obviously you follow me on Twitter, Nick, and you would have seen my tweet about Madison being dropped for Crichton. I was upset about that.
It makes no fucking sense. Somebody in the chat, please. Look, I watch every game. I review every game. I know what I'm watching here. I always write down notes on players that are potential for Origin. I know Brad Fittler's a Rooster and a Panther. He's got history there. What has Angus Crichton done this season, even in the last 2 weeks, that has been that good that makes him get a New South Wales Origin jersey? He has done absolute fuck all.
No, I agree. Absolutely.
What's he done, boys? Tell me.
He's done F all. That's what he's done. F all.
Well, what he's done is he must have fondled Freddie Fittler's balls, giving him the best blowjob of his life. Because I can't think of anything else that would make him deserving of an Origin spot. Now,
boys, I like Angus Crichton. He has played in big games. He's won a grand final. He's played Origins before. He knows how to do a job.
Completely honest.
I'm trying to understand what Angus Crichton has done this year that makes him deserve to be there. Campbell Gillard's been awesome, and if you go back and watch the game on the weekend, Parramatta beating the Roosters, Campbell Gillard, remember, 200 metres and was probably the best player on the field. What the fuck is that noise?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's CHAMPA, I don't know if it's CJ, but that did not sound good. As I was saying, Regan Campbell Gillard on the weekend ran for 200 metres against the Roosters, had a blinder, arguably best forward on the field, and it gets dropped for Angus Crichton. I don't understand it.
Yeah. No, it makes no sense. Freddie's.
All right. Let's move on, boys. Hopefully New South Wales get the win. Hopefully they get the win on the weekend. All right. Topic number 3, boys. Have the Dolphins been rushed? The poor old Dolphins, man. They can't get a marquee signing. They can't. Bro, I don't know what's going on with the Dolphins. Nothing's been going their way. They've had no help from the NRL. They're a new franchise. No one's helping them. CHAMPA, have the Dolphins been rushed?
I wouldn't even use rush as a proper term. Maybe just thrown into the Lions' den. How about that? Yeah. Mate, poor Wayne Bennett and Peter Sullivan will probably have the world on their backs right now, trying to put together a team, which the NRL just threw in there. All right, go ahead, build us a team. What kind of support's that? They've been given no support whatsoever, and they expect 2 years. They start training in November. They haven't even got a spine. How many times have I been saying this ever since the Dolphins came into the competition? They need to sign a spine first. All they've been doing is just signing forwards and New South Wales Cup quality backs. That's all they've been doing. They've got one player for a spine, Jeremy Marshall-King, who is an above-average hooker. They missed out on Ponga. It's up in the air whether they'll get Munster. And other than that, they don't have a good halfback as well. And besides a junior that hasn't played NRL, I feel like they've been rushed. More than rushed. It's like they were so desperate to get a 7-team team that they picked the Dolphins because they won the bid. They didn't give them there's no okay. I'll say this: there's no future plan for them. There's no way to preserve them to make sure they're a powerhouse into the side. They've just been rushed, and I guarantee it will not surprise me if they start the season next year and they get the wooden spoon because they have been absolutely rushed.
That would be really bad.
The NRL has not helped them to build a quality side. They've given them no time whatsoever. They just expect, okay, Wayne Bennett's the coach. Okay, then every player will just come to the Dolphins. Well, no, because every player that was off contract that the Dolphins were looking at, they've either re-signed with their team or they found someone else. So it has not worked whatsoever. Has not.
Look, I think the biggest problem with the Dolphins is what's their plan in 5-10 years' time after they've already came into the competition? Are they going to have
exactly?
Are they going to have a strong junior system? Are they going to have a strong franchise? Are they going to be competitive? Are they going to make the top 8? Are they going to win games that they should win? Are they going to have their own stadium? Is Redcliffe going to be up and running by then? Are they going to get a crowd at Suncorp Stadium? Because our first year that the home games are going to be at Suncorp. Are they going to be able to draw fans to the games? I have so many questions. They are failing to get big name players. Now, I've got this young halfback coming from. I think his name is Elisa Katoa. I think he's playing for the Tongan side this weekend.
He's a very good player.
Yes, I think he's playing for the Tongan side this weekend, so he should go well. I think he played against the Bulldogs, didn't he, in that game where they played a few weeks ago in the Origin round?
Ooh,
Was it him?
No, that was the other one, Kurt Falls.
It was Kurt Falls.
Okay, yeah, I was Kurt Falls. Well, they've definitely been rushed, and here's the thing: if they finish bottom 4 their first season, it's going to be considered as a failure. So I don't expect the Dolphins to be near the top 8 come the first year, but they got to try and not come last. And they need some players, bro, because at the moment, I mean, they have bought some decent players. Look at the Bromwich brothers coming up there. They've got Felice Kafusi. They've got Mark Nichols going up there. They've got Ewan Aiken, Asako. Who else is going up there? They're getting some players. So they've got some reasonable players coming through, some decent players. Their forward pack will be good, but everything else around it sucks.
No spine.
Definitely.
They've got no spine, which is the backbone of the club.
They should go hard for Blake Ferguson. He's playing over in the Championship League, the competition below the Super League. They should go look at Ferguson because he would be a good addition. I think they should look at some of the Super League players because I think that would help them a lot. Some of the English players, even some of the Aussie guys over there, guys like Brodie Croft, guys like Tim Laffey, Aiden Caesar, all these sort of players. Go look at them over there in the UK at the moment. Zane Tenavano, all these sort of players. Reece Martin. Go look at some of the players over in the Super League. They need some better players, man. I don't know if there's enough talent going around for them to get more players. I don't know how much talent there is around.
Another thing I want to mention is I think the NRL should have learned from the Titans on they really need to give a club a good time to prepare for the future because the Titans that came in were very rushed as well, and now look what's happened since then. They've been in depth. Players like Cherry Evans have bounced on them, and
I think
bottom of the table.
I think the Titans' first year, I think they came about 12th. They weren't too bad.
They
I
weren't
think
there. I'm pretty
2008
sure
they weren't. 2008 they were around the same. I think 9 and 10 they made the finals and they did pretty well, and then they faded off again. So
Yeah.
they have been a failure, the
Yeah.
Titans. But the Dolphins, they're going down the same boat as the Gold Coast if they don't get supported.
Yeah. And a lot of people say that, they should have been the North Sydney Bears instead. Well, if this is the same route that they would have given the Bears would have been in the same position. Rushed. They need to give them time to plan for a future. Every team needs
ProEnzo?
time to plan.
What do you reckon, ProEnzo? Have they been rushed badly or what?
No, I wouldn't use rush, but it's more on them that they haven't signed the right players. I mean, they've been given months and weeks to sign the players that they should sign, like Ponga and Munster and all that. Yeah, Munster's a mystery, but like again, they've been given that time, to sign the players they need. And I don't know, I don't know who's to blame. I mean, they've signed all right players like Aitken, Asako, Wallace. Marshall King is, I don't know. They're all like middle players. They're not all fantastic.
Yeah, they're all
players,
middle
but they're all
players.
right.
I guess
So, yeah, so
Lorenzo.
yeah.
Lorenzo, the reason why I'm annoyed about this whole situation is because the Dolphins have had no help from the NRL. The NRL haven't helped them one bit. They've sort of just been, okay, you win the bid, throw them in the deep end. And the NRL should be coming in here, stepping in and saying, all right, we see you're struggling. You're having trouble getting players. We're going to help you, and we're going to suggest to the lower grade players, like players in New South Wales, to come up to the Dolphins and say, if you want to play NRL, if you want to get game time, you got to go to the Dolphins because the Dolphins will give you a crack. No one else is going to give them a crack. So if you're a player in New South Wales Cup or Queensland Cup and you're not getting much minutes in your NRL team, go to the Dolphins. A player that I think would be perfect, someone like Famunu Brown, who's now at the Tigers coming off the bench. He's not going to be on the bench next year because I've got Api Coruscant going there and I've got Jacob Little there as the backup. He should look at the Dolphins, for example. You've got players like
Sean O'Sullivan.
Guys like Jules DeFil Lorenzo, who's not going to get much game time now when Manly are at full strength.
Yeah.
He should look at the Dolphins.
George.
I don't know, Christian Tupelotu's a good player, but when you just get Turbo back, Tupelotu might look at the Dolphins as an option to get more game time. So there needs to be a bit more help around the Dolphins.
Exactly. And look, I think it's very unsure if the Dolphins are going to get him, but if it does come true that Munster is going to the Dolphins,
he'll attract heaps of players.
He will attract heaps of players. It all comes down on just if he wants to go there or not. But he goes to the Dolphins, we could see a huge turnaround.
CJ, now look, Wayne Bennett was like Wayne Bennett's the coach. Everyone thought, Wayne Bennett will be able to get anybody to come to the club. Wayne Bennett just previously coached your boys, the Bunnies. He hasn't really got any of the South Sydney players except for Mark Nichols, really. Are you surprised that the Dolphins are having this drama?
Yeah, kind of. I think everyone kind of expected with the salary they had that they would go out and sign a bunch of marquee players. I also do think that they have built a roster that is without being, good. But yeah, I'm not surprised about this. I am surprised about this actually because, well, you have Wayne Bennett's influence. They don't have much help from the NRL with the amount of salary cap space they have. Well, they should be signing some players, and they were certain to get Ryan Madison, but obviously he snubbed them off. But who knows? There's still a few months left. So yeah, they still got time. They've been rushed though.
All right. Well, I think me and CHAMPA agree that the Dolphins have been rushed. Lorenzo doesn't think they've been rushed, and CJ, you reckon they've been rushed a little bit, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm on the fence with it. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next topic, boys. Topic number 2. Fucking hell. This is something that I'm so sick of having to fucking talk about on a weekly basis. Is the HIA doctor in the bunker inconsistent? Lorenzo, what's your view on the HIA doctor in the bunker?
Oh, mate, it's very inconsistent. They don't know when to come out at the right time and when to take players off or keep them on. It's a mess. And, every week we see an issue with it. And like you said, Nick, I hate talking about regularly as well because unfortunately it's a regular issue we still have in the game. And I remember talking about this last year as well. We had the same issue with HIA doctors in the bunker and stuff like that too. So they don't really have a form to whether players off the right time or whether have them on. It's just they don't know what they're doing, and it's a really bad system. And I think that needs to be really fixed. And I'm really against it. It's terrible.
I want to give my view on this before I let Champa and CJ speak about this. I have a legitimate case and I want an answer, but nobody will be able to answer this. I'll tell you right now. All right. So, boys, the other day, Sunday afternoon football, it was Canberra versus Newcastle in Canberra. It was the Raiders and the Knights. The Raiders won the game, obviously, due to a Hudson Young late try. Now, during the game, boys, Mitchell Barnett got hit in the mouth. He was forced to go for a HIA. Barnett got hit in the mouth. He got back up. He wasn't dizzy. He wasn't showing any signs or any symptoms of a concussion. He got back up. It was good to go. Barnett was forced off by the HIA doctor in the bunker. Barnett goes off for a HIA, which he never had a concussion in the first place. Passes the HIA, comes back on the field, is good to go. But this is my fucking problem. Elliot Whitehead got sin bin for a late cheap shot on Kalen Ponga. Ponga got hit in the head last weekend when it was Newcastle and Penrith at Newcastle, sorry. Ponga had to go for a HIA. Ponga fails, does not come back against Penrith. The previous week, Ponga gets hit in the head by Elliot Whitehead. Whitehead gets binned. Ponga doesn't go for a HIA. Ponga is allowed to stay on the field, but Barnett gets hit in the mouth, but he has to go for a HIA. Where is the consistency there? Can someone please answer me? No one will be able to answer the question. Why is Barnett going for a HIA by getting hit in the mouth? Ponga, who had a concussion fail last week, gets hit in the head again this week. Whitehead gets binned, but Ponga doesn't have to go for a HIA. Explain to me how that makes any fucking sense.
That is strange. Now, thinking about it, that is very strange.
Please explain. Where's the common sense? Where's the safety of the players? There is no safety of the players. They don't give a fuck. That was bullshit, boys. Absolute bullshit. Someone, please, fucking hell, I'm going to lose it. Please explain to me how they fucked that up so much.
I've got no explanation, mate. I've got no explanation. I don't know where CJ's went, but I've got no explanation for that. That's
it happened. It happened.
No structure.
It fucking happened.
It's look, so much for this injury surveillance from the bunker. They can't even get this right,
mate. The HIA doctor, the bunker, probably has more cameras than fucking Woolworths at a shopping center, and then these cunts still can't catch them and get it right.
Oh,
it's ridiculous. I'm fucking fuming about this.
It just comes down to inconsistency, and especially for Ponga, who's had a history with bad head knocks, who's like you said, only last week had a serious concussion.
He failed it last week.
And he failed it last
Gets
week.
Hit in the head. Oh, don't worry, you'll be right. No HIA for you. What?
He has to go off. The rules comply to everyone else.
Get him off the field. If Elliot Whitehead got sin bin for a late tackle, hit Ponga in the head, why is Ponga not going for a HIA?
Yeah, it makes no sense. I can't understand that. No logic.
The HIA doctor should walk into Peter Villani's office and fire himself.
Legit.
And say, this is the dumbest thing that the NRL has ever done, putting a HIA doctor in the bunker. They have no idea what they're doing. They're probably sitting there having a fucking beer while watching some fucking naked magazine. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking dumb as hell. It's got to go.
If you're going to do something right, then do it right. But they can't.
I want the HIA doctor. I want the HIA doctor in the bunker to be exterminated. Sack him. Fuck it off. Scrap the rule. It hasn't worked. It's clearly a failure.
Absolutely.
And then people are going to say, oh, but Nick, the player's safety is so important. The concussions are important. Long-term dementia, blah, blah, blah. Well, if that's the reason, why are we still having these inconsistent problems?
Yeah, well, that's true.
Right.
Boys, it's like, for example, you're running a shop. you're in charge of a bar. Someone walks up to you, hey mate, can you put my Keno on? Yeah, no worries, mate. Oh, the machine fucked up again. The machine mucked up again, over and over again. Eventually, you get the machine fixed and you fucking sort it out. But the bunker, oh yeah, no, don't worry. We'll just throw it under the table and we'll move on and forget about it. It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit and dumb. It's got to go.
Yeah.
It's got to go.
Not good.
I'm going to lose it. I don't know what happened to CJ Moxley. I think his connection or his phone died. So if he comes back, I'll add him back in. But don't know what happened to CJ. But I'm sure he'll let me know via message. All right. Let's move on, boys. HIA doctor. I think we all agree that it needs to go, right?
Absolutely.
If it doesn't go, it needs to be fixed.
Yeah,
Really
exactly. I need to fix it badly. All right. Topic number 1. Boys, next weekend is round 16 of the NRL. We're past the halfway mark now. We're getting in to the last, 9 weeks of the season, getting close to the finals. Obviously, a lot could happen between now and then. And there's a few teams this year that are obviously looking like a contender. There's a few teams that have been a bit up and down. Whether you rate them as a contender or not, I would love to know. Boys, how many teams this year are legit contenders? Who is a legit chance on winning the premiership this year? I'll start with you first, ProEnzo Vidz. I want you to name me how many teams and who are the teams for you, mate?
Might call me crazy, may call it a right way of saying it, but I think there's only 3 teams. I think there's only teams that could win this year, in my opinion. I think that's the Panthers, the Storm, and the Cowboys. They're my 3 teams. I think that I could chance winning it this year. I think so.
Yeah. Why? What's your reasoning behind that, and why have you left out Cronulla, Brisbane, and Parramatta?
The difference between those 3 teams compared to the other Shark, Parramatta, Brisbane, and the other rest is because the Cowboys, Storm, and Panthers they maintain a good form. They can maintain consistency and they look fit. The good teams are always fit. And they seem to have a good structure and a good idea on how to win games, and they know how to play for 80 minutes. And so I would have had the Sharks there, but the Sharks don't play for 80 minutes, and they've dropped off since they've last been doing really well. And Parramatta are inconsistent. I don't consider them a chance at all, to be honest. They'll only get to the week 2 at best. And then you got Brisbane. Brisbane are a mystery because they can be good at times and they can be a little bit, 50-50. But I think it's just between the Storm, the Panthers, and the Cowboys, in my opinion. I think those 3 teams have shown enough that they can win the comp this year, and the grand final is going to contain at least one of those sides for sure.
All right. Champa, before I get to you, CJ has just come to the live chat and he said he had a blackout. The internet went out, so CJ is probably done for the night. CJ, thanks for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate your time tonight. Thank you very much. Champa, how many teams are legit contenders? Name me how many teams can win it this year, and who are the teams?
Do you want me to be completely honest?
Yes.
I only see one team winning, and that's the Panthers. I look at the competition right now, and I see the Panthers on top and every other team on the bottom. Now, besides the Panthers, Storms, Cowboys, Brisbane, and Sharks are also great contenders, and I also see those teams making a huge impact when it comes to finals. But I can't think of anyone else in the competition right now that can actually put up a good chance in beating Penrith. Now, Parramatta did. Don't get me wrong. They did, and all props to them. But, I look at Panthers right now, and I've seen their recent run ever since that Parramatta loss. They've been getting better and better and better against the Bulldogs. All their best players were gone, and yet they still put 30 on the Bulldogs, who still had a reasonably good amount of their good players in the team. They've beaten the Cowboys. They've beaten the Storm, who are the only other teams that really beat
the Cowboys. But you got to remember, we had no Taumalola, and he's probably the best forward in the game at the moment.
That is true. But there are still wins over the teams that really could stand a chance against the Panthers. Now, I'm not saying that any other team can't beat the Panthers, but if I'm looking at legit winners of winning the premiership, I can't go anywhere else than Panthers. They are the best team in the comp, and they are seriously the only team I can think of that can win it.
So what you're saying, it's the Panthers comp, no one else can touch them, and it's their comp to lose.
Basically.
All right. Well, CJ
that's
has
how I
come
see
back. I didn't know if CJ was coming back, but it's good to have you back, CJ. CJ, how many teams this year are legit contenders? How many teams can win it, and who can win it? Who you got?
My apologies. My streak just had a whole blackout.
That's
For
all
me,
good, bro.
it's 3 teams. It's Penrith Panthers, Melbourne Storm, and North Queensland Cowboys.
Same as Lorenzo.
Oh yeah. Well, I think the
Same,
Cowboys
yeah.
have showed they're legit contenders. The Storm are always going to be up there, and I think the Panthers are just dominant. One of those 3 teams will win it this year. With Broncos, they're 50-50 with me still. I want to see them beat a team like Melbourne. I know they came close, but I still want to see them beat them. I want to see. I think the Sharks are a bit up there, but they're not as legit as the others I named. So they're the 3 teams for me. One of them will win it.
All right. Interesting. Now, for me, it's really hard because... see... Oh, man. It really is hard. I reckon there's 4 teams that can win the comp. I reckon there's 4 teams. Penrith Panthers, Melbourne Storm. Obviously, the Cowboys, I believe, can win it. They've done what they've had to do. And people are going to explode when I say this. I reckon the Sharks are the other contender.
Oh, I thought you were
Now-
going to say Roosters.
I'm going to explain
Wow.
why. I'm going to explain why. The reason why Penrith are a contender
All right.
is
Yep.
because they won the bastard last year, and they're so dominant this year. Especially everywhere they go, Penrith are $1.10 favourites, unless they're playing Melbourne. But Penrith they're a legit contender, as we know. Melbourne, they're a contender. The Melbourne, Bellamy, Munster. Enough said. Melbourne are a chance. The Cowboys, they've proven they're a contender. They've beaten Melbourne. They've beaten Brisbane. They've beaten Parramatta. They've beaten all the teams that are around the 8. They were down by 14 points against Manly the other night at Brookvale Oval. They scored 14 points in 7 minutes to win that game. If that doesn't prove you're a contender, nothing will. Manly aren't even a bad team. They're a team that's probably a top 8 side at the moment. So they're a team around that 7 to 10, and they were down 14 with 7 to go, and they came back and stole it. The reason why, so Panther, Storm, Cowboys are the 3, right? The reason why I rate Cronulla, I think Cronulla have the right balance. I think they're a bit better than the other teams below them. Now, I think the Sharks, as of late, they have been a bit inconsistent. They have had a few injuries, but you got to remember as well, the Cowboys are going to have the same problem as the Sharks will at some point. They will have a form slump. I like the Sharks more than Brisbane because the Sharks haven't really had many injuries this year. Brisbane relies so much on Adam Reynolds. If Reynolds goes down, Brisbane can't beat a top 6 team. I'm sorry. It's just my opinion. Brisbane would not beat any team in the current top 6 without Adam Reynolds. Reynolds has been injured a lot, so that's going to hurt them, I think, in the long run. And they haven't beat any of the top sides. Cronulla, they haven't played all the top teams yet. They've only played Penrith and Melbourne. They haven't played the Cowboys. They haven't played. Well, hang on. They did play Melbourne, but they got beat by Melbourne in a close one there. But Cronulla have only played really one top side. Haven't really played anybody else. The reason why I rate Cronulla is I think they've got the right balance. I think their team is ready. I think they can handle the adversity. I think at Shark Park, they're a very good side. And I think they can be a bit of a dangerous side come finals. And look, Brisbane are a chance as well. But problem with Brisbane is they haven't beat anyone. They beat Cronulla, but at the time, the Sharks, look, okay, yes, I beat the Sharks, but they haven't really beat anyone. At the moment, Brisbane haven't convinced me. The Sharks have convinced me a few times this year. Brisbane haven't. Brisbane have a lot to work on. If Reynolds goes down injured, they're fucked. They had the Payne Haas drama. And look, I know Brisbane beat Cronulla 16-7 or whatever it was, 2 months ago or whatever it was, 6 weeks ago. But with all due respect, I think Cronulla are better than Brisbane. And I think Cronulla will beat them if they play again. So, and I guess you got Parramatta there as well. Parramatta haven't beat, or they have beat Melbourne and Penrith, but they're too inconsistent, boys. And when it comes to finals time with Parramatta, we all know what happens, right?
They're a weird side.
They
Man.
go out week 2. They go out week 2, and
Every year.
as for the other teams like Rabbitohs, Dragons, Seagulls, Raiders, and Roosters, they're too inconsistent. Roosters are dangerous, but too inconsistent for mine.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, that sums it up fairly.
But you watch now, Broncos fans are going to absolutely explode on me in the comments.
They will. They will.
They're going to come after me like I'm some sort of dog. But anyway, let's move on. It's time.
Oh,
CJ,
Time.
CJ, would you like to participate?
yes, please.
All right, let me add you in. Stay with me. All right.
Back to back.
Who's
Oh,
ProEnzo going back to back, is he? All
yeah,
as
I
you
think
can
so.
see-
I think so.
Freeman,
As you
mate.
can see down the bottom, ProEnzo Vidz 0, All Out Champa 0, and CJ Moxley 0. Boys, as you already know, first one to get three questions correct is the winner. You can interrupt at any time, and if anybody in the live chat decides to reveal the answer, they will be banned for a maximum of 5 minutes. All right, you ready, boys?
Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
Who is currently sitting 14th on the NRL ladder?
West Tigers.
Oh,
Uh,
fuck. Good, fucking well done.
Didn't even get a
CJ.
chance to breathe there, CJ.
CJ off to a flying start.
Oh.
CJ Moxley 1, ProEnzo Vidz, and All Out Champa 0. That come as a surprise. Bugger me. All right. All right, lads. Next question. What is in round 16 of the NRL coming up next weekend? Who plays the Sunday afternoon 4:00 game?
Is it?
Is
The
it
Dragons.
Tigers, Warriors?
Yep, CJ's correct. Dragons Raiders.
Damn, what the hell?
Holy
Hell.
shit.
Hell.
Look, that's
CJ
nothing.
Moxley. If you boys get swept, I'm gonna fucking. Oh my god.
I was looking at a draw earlier too.
That's not fair.
Earlier today. Well, that gives you an advantage. Fuck me. All right.
Come on, Lorenzo. We gotta can't let this guy sweep us.
Yeah, okay, boss, that goes for you. Come on.
All right. Next question, lads. What was the score in the women's grand final last year?
16-10.
24-14.
Continue.
14-6.
Wrong.
24-10.
Wrong.
16-10.
Okay, time out.
Yep.
The margin was 12.
16-4.
24-12.
Yes, CJ wins.
24-12.
What?
What?
CJ wins.
Oh, fuck.
Nothing.
Oh my god.
CJ wins 3-0.
Oh my god.
Damn.
ProEnzo Vidz,
I can't.
All Out Champa. What in the fluck was that?
I
Mate, I don't know. I didn't have time to give my answer. There was no time.
All right, you know.
Too quick.
All right. You know what we're gonna do? Because CJ Moxley was the special guest. Here's what we're gonna do. CJ Moxley wins the grand final. He's won the premiership. He's the champion of the week. Right now, we're gonna have Champa versus ProEnzo Vidz. Loser gets the wooden spoon.
All right, that's too easy for me.
Let's go.
And Champa, as a Tigers fan, I know you're going shit, but don't you win this? Or don't you come last?
oh
Aren't you-
that ain't happening. Is CJ
Well, what
secretly rugby league history?
I don't know what he is.
It might
Fucking-
be on the cover.
CJ
Dean,
Moxley
is
will be
that
getting,
you?
CJ Moxley will be getting a drug test after this. All right, Champa versus Lorenzo. Here we go. Question number 1.
Let's go.
In round 16 of the NRL, what is the Friday 6 o'clock game?
Fuck. Oh, is it?
Come on.
It's a bottom. It's a
Roosters
bottom
Panthers.
eight clash.
Roosters Panthers.
The bottom eight clash.
Tigers Warriors?
No.
Titans Bulldogs?
Bottom eight. Bottom eight.
Tick tock, tick.
Bulldogs Sharks.
No.
Knights.
Not Knights and who?
Souths?
Nice Titans. Nice Titans.
Yeah. Well done, Lorenzo. Well done, Lorenzo.
I remember.
It's like I know all these answers, and when I get asked a question, it just
Well
lights
done, Lorenzo.
off in my head.
Lorenzo 1, Champa 0. Champa, if you get beat again this week, Jesus Christ.
Champa
All right.
exposed. Fraud.
All right, next question. All right. What NRL player kicked the first field goal in season 2022?
Oh my god.
Okay.
No.
Was it?
No, it wasn't. It was on the same. It was the same night, but it was a game beforehand. But
Yeah.
Who was it? Who was it? Who was it?
Nico Hines.
Wrong.
Mitchell Moses.
Matt
Wrong.
Moylan.
Correct.
John-
It was the Friday 6 o'clock
did
game
I
at
say it?
CIO Stadium. Raiders and Sharks. Raiders 24-19. Matt Moylan field goal in the 72nd minute.
Yes. I remember it now. I remember it, yeah.
And then fucking Hudson Young scored with like 3 minutes to go to win the game.
Again, fucking hell.
Hudson Young loves his last minute tries to win games.
Oh, he died.
Good Lord. All right. Next question.
3-0.
What was the score at Magic Round between the Tigers and the Cowboys?
36-16.
Why do you gotta read this?
Come on, Champa.
36-10.
36-10 is wrong.
38-10.
38-10 is wrong.
I know we only scored 38. I know we only scored 10 points. 34-10?
36-18.
I'm going to give you a hint. The Tigers scored 12 points. What did the Cowboys score?
36-12?
Correct.
36.
I thought it was 10. Oh, maybe it was 12.
Finally. Champa finally on the board.
I knew Cowboys scored 30 points. I'm just trying to think of what
Yeah,
it
we
was.
scored more than 30. Well, of course we did. It's the Tigers.
Real funny. Real funny. All right. Dude.
All right.
Christ.
Next question. When the Cowboys beat the Storm in round 11, what was the score?
Oh, God.
34-10.
I'm going to give you a hint because you guys are going to take an eternity. Cowboys scored 36. What did Melbourne score?
6.
4.
Yes.
Decider.
Yes.
Correct. 2-2.
As soon as you said 36, it clicked into my mind. I'm like, yeah, that's right.
ProEnzo Vidz may pull off a
Oh,
2-0 lead, pull off a choke.
Well, doesn't surprise me. It's Manly after all.
Oh.
Fuck. I went a couple of weeks ago.
All
Yeah,
right.
sorry.
All right. It's 2-2. All right, lads. All right. Next question. What was the score last time the Bulldogs and Sharks played?
Oh, God. Not good with these score
No.
margins.
It was a high-scoring game.
Oh, I remember that game.
Where was that?
Do you want another hint?
Was it trash you're talking about?
Sure, give us another hint.
Cronulla Sharks 44. What did the Bulldogs score?
24.
Correct.
Yep.
Ah!
I remember that game.
Yes. I
Kind of traced down the blind of that game.
ProEnzo Vidz wins 3-2 over All Out Champa in what was
I survived.
a very competitive game.
I was
ProEnzo
lucky.
Vidz led 2-0. It was 2-0 with ProEnzo, and then Champa came back, and
Yeah.
Champa's won the wooden spoon, just like the West Tigers are going to win this year, most likely. Well, hopefully the Gold Coast get the wooden spoon, I should say.
Mate, well,
That-
we're
that
going,
was
I'm
lucky.
surprised we do get the wooden
All
spoon.
right, well, boys, let's get into the rep round, eh? Obviously, we've got a game on in about 25 minutes.
Let's go.
All right. Rep round, full preview, international footy, whatever you want to call it. I don't really give a fuck. 7:30 tonight, which is half an hour from now. It's Lebanon versus, what's the name again?
Malta.
Malta.
Lebanon
Yeah.
versus Malta.
Malta.
Boys, yeah, I want to know Lebanon and Malta. Who wins? And just give me a margin, I guess.
Look, I don't know I don't know Malta's side,
Lebanon by
but
10.
Lebanon's a proven international side, so I'm going to go Lebanon by 20 points.
All right, not bad. CJ.
Lebanon by 14. Summit to score anytime.
Oh yeah, Jared Sammett's playing. That should be interesting. ProEnzo.
Lebanon by 10.
I'll go Lebanon by 22 points. I think that'd be far too good. And the two familiar players that you guys might know, Lebanon, Reece Robinson's playing for Lebanon, and for
Yeah.
Malta, former Panthers for half and Super League half, Jared Sammet will be there as well.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Good experience there.
Yeah, so you never know with Malta that they could cause an upset. Who knows? All right, Saturday afternoon, Mount Smart Stadium, 3:20, massive game here. New Zealand versus Tonga from Mount Smart Stadium. Boys, this should be an absolute cracker. ProEnzo Vidz, give me your first try scorer, your margin of the game.
So I'm gonna go with Tonga to win. I got Tonga by six. I reckon. I think it'd be a tight one. So I go 6. And anytime try scorer, I like Tuipulotu. I think Tuipulotu will try for Tonga. I think he will.
Nice. Champa, New Zealand or Tonga, first try scorer and margin.
Backing my boys, man. I'm backing my Kiwis. New Zealand Kiwis to win. First game back at home. Back in New Zealand, we got to win.
How much?
I'm going to go by 16 points.
Ooh.
And my anytime try scorer is the Cheese. Brendan Smith.
Jeez. All right. CJ.
Yep, back at Mount Smart. Game of the round, New Zealand by 2. Jesse Bromwich anytime.
Fuck, that's bold. All right. I'm going to go New Zealand by 8. First try scorer, I'm going to go with Ronaldo Mulitalo on the wing.
Are we going to talk about the Women's State of Origin game?
I couldn't give a flying fuck who wins the Women's State of Origin. Couldn't give 2 fucks. I'm not even going to watch it. I might go 10-pin bowling somewhere. Fuck it. Not watching it. Not watching it. Not watching that fucking shit.
Oh, jeez.
Saturday night, it's a double header. So after New Zealand Tonga, there's a double header at Campbelltown. Saturday, 5:40 p.m. Samoa versus Cook Islands. This should be interesting. Team lists are finally all confirmed for all the teams. CJ, Samoa, Cook Islands. Give us a margin and first try score.
Samoa by 8.
Yeah.
Anytime try, I'll back. Samoa. Fuck, I forgot their team list. I'll go.
There you go. Jackson Paulo, Nofaluma, Talon May, Milford.
So Samoa by
Schuster.
8, and I think Anthony Milford anytime.
All right. ProEnzo.
Yeah, I like Samoa too. I think Samoa win by. And anytime try scorer, I'm going to go a bit bold. And I'm going to say that Cook Islands player Isan Masters will score.
At 5'8". Wow.
Yeah, I think he will.
CHAMPA, Samoa, Cook Islands.
No, I can't look at any other direction than Samoa. I mean, Issei Masters 5'8". Okay.
Good luck.
Samoa by 30 points.
Oh,
And anytime try scorer, I'm gonna go Big Martin to Powers straight through the
wow.
defense.
Fuck. Martin Tapau get over. That's interesting.
You can see.
I'm going to go Samoa by 18 points. First try scorer, I'm going to go Josh Schuster in the back row.
Nice. How good.
And from what I understand, Josh Schuster's doing a big celebration for former Manly player Keith Titmus.
Oh,
Yeah. Just a bit of a gesture. Yeah.
Yeah, before kickoff. So Josh Schuster will be up for this game. I have absolutely no doubt.
how good.
All right.
Yeah.
In the last game, which is pretty much straight after it at Campbelltown, it should be an awesome atmosphere down there. 7:50 p.m. It is Papua New Guinea versus Fiji.
This is gonna be a good game.
I can't wait for this. Oh. Besides the Tonga versus New Zealand game, this is my favorite of the round. This is going to be a cracker. CHAMPA, since you're so excited about it, Papua New Guinea, Fiji, mate, who wins? And you give me a margin in the first try scorer.
Oh, big rivalry between these two countries. If I got to pick one, I have to go Fiji. They got more experience. I'm going to go Fiji by 10 points.
Yep.
Anytime try scorer. Sivo.
Sivo. How good.
Sivo.
CJ, what do you reckon?
Fiji by 10. Anytime try scorer. Kevin Nagama.
Ooh, at 5'8". Kevin Nagama at 5'8" will be interesting, won't it? ProEnzo?
Fiji by 12 and anytime try scorer Makale Ravalawa.
Nice. You know what? Fuck the lot of yous. I'm going Papua New Guinea. PNG to win. PNG to win. And boys, they've played 4 times, and the last 3 encounters, Papua New Guinea and Fiji, have been decided by a margin of 1-12. Until the last 3 were decided by 2 points. So this is going to be a great battle. I reckon there'll be nothing in this. I'm going to go Papua New Guinea by 2, and first try scorer. Tell you what, first try scorer, I'll go with this back row by the name of Nixon Pult. And I reckon Lachlan Lamb could bag a try as well at halfback.
How good, man. I can't wait.
Papua New Guinea versus Fiji. I mean, I know some of the names might be hard to pronounce, but trust me, some of these front rows from Papua New Guinea are going to be fucking tearing into them. This is going to be a cracker.
It's going to be really good, man. I can't wait.
I'm going for PNG. PNG to win. And if anyone out there's having a punt on the weekend, Papua New Guinea are paying $4. Might be the value of the weekend. Obviously, Tonga are $4 as well. Papua New Guinea might be some great value there.
How good's that?
All right, boys. Well, that's going to wrap up the podcast. It's been a great show, boys.
Ooh, man.
Great podcast.
How good.
That's been great. It's fun.
Mate, the game show was entertaining. CJ Moxley came in as a nowhere guest and kicked everyone's ass. And then CHAMPA came back from 2-0 down to lose 3-2. So very unlucky there. But, boys, thanks for coming on the podcast. And I hope you'll have a great night.
Well, thanks for having us on, Nick. Always a pleasure to be with you, mate. You cannot wait for rep round.
Lads.
I can't wait. We got 15 minutes away until the Lebanon versus Malta game. So I'm going to go and get my glass of Coke and get ready to watch that. So get ready for that. And just so everyone knows, when the Lebanon game is over, I'll be back on here for the live review for Lebanon versus Malta. So get ready for that as well. But, boys, thanks for watching. Boys, thanks for coming on, and everyone in the chat. I hope you'll have a great night.
Thank you, Nick.
Good night, everyone.